Okay guys, what we're going to go over today is going to be social legislation. Now when you see the word social, think people, and legislation means laws. So these are going to be laws for the people. And a couple of things that were created during the Progressive Era are going to be urban housing. New regulations were created so that way there could be housing inspections to make sure that everybody's safe in the places that they live. It ended child labor. Right now, you had to be a certain age to work. They regulated safety and health conditions in factories, right? So now you have new working conditions. We're going to go over a couple of things that happened during the Progressive Era that enacted these health conditions. Limited work hours, right? They felt that, working 10 to 12 hours a day was too much, so they're going to limit work hours. Workers' compensation, if you were to get hurt on the job or because of your job, then you were compensated for that. The conservation of natural resources. When we get into Teddy Roosevelt, he became really good friends. One of his really good friends, John Muir, was a huge conservative. He wanted to conserve the natural resources, right? And that's the reason why we have national parks. And then, of course, wildlife preserves. Now, civil service reform, okay? We have the spoil system, which we've gone over it before, but we knew it as patronage. So now it's a new term, spoil system. This is government jobs were used to reward people who made contributions to politicians or who helped with the campaign. So again, you helped them out get their election, then you would get a government job, and that's the spoil system or patronage. You help me, I help you. President Garfield is assassinated by this guy that he didn't give a job to, and this is where we figure, you know what, it's time for a change. It's time for a change, and the Pendleton Civil Service Act was passed, and it's based on merit, not on party views. So it's based on who has the best qualifications for a job, not who did you vote for, okay? So we've seen this term before. Now we're getting a little bit more into detail with it. And then, of course, the suffrage movement. Suffrage just sounds bad, but it's a really good thing. It means the right to vote. And the people who got the right to vote at this time are going to be women. And here you see the the photo, and it says, Mr. President, how long must women wait for liberty? And, of course, they're going to be outside of the White House. It says in 1848, before the Civil War even began, you had the Seneca Falls Convention, and it proclaimed women were equal to men. The Seneca Falls Convention. So it started way back when. The two main leaders are going to be Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton. They created the National American Women's Suffrage Association. So again, they were fighting for women's right to vote. And finally, in 1920, the 19th Amendment was passed, where no state could deny a citizen the right to vote based on the basis of sex, right? So this gave women the right to vote, 1920, 19th Amendment. Okay, this is one of the last laws passed during the Progressive Era. If you have any questions, you let me know.